Hi and welcome to the second part of a server installation series. If you have not seen the first part of the video, go ahead and click on the link in the top right to check it out. In this part we will go over the installation of Proxmox and installing a virtual machine with Windows on it. First you download the Proxmox ISO file from the website, and then either you boot via USB or you save time and just insert it into your HP ILO 4, the external server access site. To do this, you log into the ILO web interface. Here you can check errors, see the installed hardware and temperature of the server, and much more. Most servers take a little bit of time as they have to check for hardware and for faults. The more RAM you have installed in the server, the longer it's going to take. To insert a virtual ISO file, click on the button Virtual Drives at the top, then click on Image File and select the appropriate ISO. As you can see, all the files have been inserted correctly and the server is now asking if you want to boot from the CD. Just select the option in the menu and the Proxmox installer will initialize. To start off, we have to first select the country, time zone and keyboard layout. After you've done this, insert the password you want to protect Proxmox with and your email address for your admin account. Next, you will see the network configuration window. Here you can either choose to keep the IP address the DHCP server decided to give you, or, as we did in our case, change it. Lastly, check if all your inputs are correct and hit the install button. The duration of the install process may vary, and in our case it took around 20 minutes. After the installation is finished, the server will reboot and we can now head over to our web browser where we will access the web interface. To get to the interface, simply type in the IP you gave the server during the installation process and add the port :8006 behind. Now log in with the username root and your password you have given in the installation process. This is the Proxmox interface. At first glance this seems like a lot of information, but it's actually quite simple. As we have multiple drives in the server, we will go ahead and create a new storage space. To do this, simply go to Disks, Directory and hit Create New Directory at the top. ext4 is the standard Linux file system and we'll just select this because it works the easiest. Now we'll just create the drive and wait for it to be set up. The hard drive we created now will be for files later, not for installing Windows. For that we will select the SSD we have installed in the server at the left and upload an ISO file. To do this, click on Upload, select the file from your personal computer and press OK. Once it has finished uploading, you can go and create a virtual machine. To do this, click on the Create Virtual Machine button on the top right. First, we will give the virtual machine a name, then select the uploaded ISO file. Next, we will select the operating system and the version of the server. Now we can choose if we want a specific graphics card. As we didn't install one, we'll just use the built-in graphics from the server. After this, we can go and create the drive. Make sure to select SATA for the bus as we install the SATA drive. Then we will select the storage we created before and specify the size of the disk. After this, we will have the option to choose how many processing cores we want and how many sockets we want to use. As we have two sockets with two processors, we can go ahead and utilize them. For this virtual machine we're going to use 4 cores, which is more than plenty for a test virtual machine. Now we will select the amount of RAM this virtual machine is going to get. Be aware though that you have to input the amount in megabytes and not megabytes. As we are going to use the standard network card, we won't specify one. All we have to do now is to finish off the selection and the virtual machine is configured. Now click on Start to boot the virtual machine and wait for Windows to load the installer. We will now install Windows Server 2019. Just follow the normal Windows installation process. And now the virtual machine is done. We can check if all the components like processor cores and the amount of RAM we specified were installed correctly. We have now successfully installed Proxmox on the server and installed Windows Server 2019 on a virtual machine. Thank you so much for watching and we hope to see you in the next video of ours.